Thank you, Shama. It was a wonderful story. Let's continue our journey into various destinations of Madras. I'm going to take you into a place which is known as the largest and the most busiest shopping destination or shopping district of India, in terms of revenue at least. A place where I learned the skills of negotiation, but most of the time I would miserably fail in the art of bargaining. A place where you name it, you get it. Under your budget, you have and name it, and you have the shops. I hope most of you have guessed where I'm going to talk about. Which place are we going to travel? Let's board a train. Yeah, let's board a train, and from the beach station, let's go straight and get halted at a station which was built in 1911. That is called the Mambalam railway station. Let's imagine, let's try to get down from our local train. And you can see that both the sides, one side which will be like a West Mambalam, and the other side, the story that I'm here bringing to you, the other side, the place called Nagar, or popularly known as T.nagar. So when we get down into T.nagar, the first street from the Mambalam, yes, the first street from the Mambalam is this Ranganathan Street. Now, Ranganathan Street is full of heads, but it's so much of fun because there's so many shops, and me personally had a personal experience traveling across all these shops and all these men and women and reaching to my Vinay class. When I was 10, I enjoyed walking through these shops and reaching my Veena class, not with the love for Vinay, but for the love of the shopping. Because for the 10 rupees, no, not even 10, for the 3 rupees, I could get earrings, I could get bangles, and it still continues. Ranganathan Street is known to be one of the key, it has its economic map. Ranganathan Teru has its own beautiful place. So, but before we begin the T.nagar story, when was it ever started? We have to travel 100 years from now, because this place, T.nagar, brings along with it a great 100-year-old rich stories. When we say go around 1919, in the papers, there was no mention of a place called T.nagar. In fact, there was a small village called Mambalam, which was in the Chengalpet district. Now, the Zamindar of Mambalam was approached by the Britishers to give away a part of land. In 1920, when there was this Madras presidency and that there was this Madras, the Madras Town Development Planning Committee wanted to expand, or wanted to have a structural planning done to encourage the residential hubs. So they selected this particular place, that is the Zamindar of Mambalam gave away the southern part of Mambalam, the village. And thus, the beginning of T.nagar began. The name was given after Sir Tyagaraja, who was then the leader of the Justice Party. And then this journey begins. When it was in 1920, just imagine the trees cut off and broad, well-laid roads are set. There are parks, there are playgrounds, there are residential plots being given for sale. In 1920, one plot, 2,400 square feet in T.nagar was rupees 500. That was mentioned. Just imagine. Now you go, T.nagar. Okay, so that was the planning committee had beautifully laid down a plan, and they wanted to build it in the European style. So when I started with the Ranganathan Street, it's bustling and hustling with so many shops, with multi-storied buildings with no windows. But still, people enjoy coming there, and they have their best of festival, feeling every day, every minute in T.nagar. But did you know, in 1920 or between 1920 to 1930, in Ranganathan Street, there were no shops. Even if there were like 3 shops. One was a bookshop, one was utensils, and one was a textile. And that's it. And other things were traditional homes, the South Indian homes with pillars, with thinai, and the red, the red mosaic, the red flooring, cement flooring. And my V9 class used to be just one of this kind of house, which was one of the rare houses which were left after all these shops getting accommodated. Ranganathan Street got its name from the deity Lord Ranganathan, because nearby, in T.nagar, there is a prominent 3-4 beautiful worship places. The Shiva Vishnu Alayam which is 2 lanes away from Ranganathan Street. So this is a beautiful junction. Okay, and T.nagar, as you know, it stretches from South Usman Road, here the South Bog Road, till the touches Kodambakam. So there's a stretch of road, and if you could closely monitor, you could see the way intelligently the urban planning had done it. The roads were broad. Even the streets had a very planned set sizes of streets. The houses were spacious. The plots were spacious. Minimum 1 ground per person kept by. And also, they took the center of T.nagar as constructing a park. That was the Panagal Park. Now, Panagal Park got its name from the then CM of Madras, Panagal, Raja of Panagal. So his name was given, in the Panagal Park. Every tree will there, now you go there, every tree will speak to you about the stories of the residents of that time. Because for recreation, for entertainment purpose, there were none. So they all used to walk around and come into this park during evening, and in the middle of the park, there was a pillar. And that would house a small radio with speaker. Every evening, people will go for socializing, chit-chatting, eating sundal, and also that filter coffee, but also listen to that evening news and the music. The frequency was radio 7.15. And by evening, they would complete their chores, and they come out of the Panagal Park, and immediately they will see a vegetable market. The vegetable market was very unique. It was called the London Market. The London Vegetable Market, because the vegetables sold there were not just from Chennai, but across the globe. And also, it is mentioned that it was in very evening. It will work only between 6 to 8 p.m. So it was an evening market. People would go back into their homes, shut their doors as soon as before 9 p.m. They will close the doors. You will not find any crowd, any walked on the streets, because during night time, the place was a house of foxes. Just imagine somebody knocking at the door in the middle of the night, and you open and you see the sparkling eyes of the fox glaring at you to gallop you. Just imagine. So that was the scenery of T.nagar. Spacious, airy, lots of people to talk to, socializing, and there were lots and lots of greenery, lots and lots of trees. Then, as the residential hubs increased, there was the need for market, bazaar, and then that's how shops, establishments started coming in. Again, the Madras Town Planning Committee had to build a perfect market, perfect bazaar. So they gave a shape of, they just got inspired from Paris, and they gave a shape just behind the Panagal Park. A space was allotted for bazaar, and it was named as Soundara Pandian Bazaar. This was the main hub for the residents to come and shop there. So that time there wasn't no shops in Ranganathan Street. Just imagine everybody walking happily with their jute bags or the wire bags, and they coming and doing the shopping and going. And one of the shops which are still there on Pandi Bazaar, that's how we know now, is that Kerala hairdressers. So that's one beautiful thing about the Pandi Bazaar. Now that we know it is part of the smart zone, but during that time itself, T.nagar was the very first area believed to be developed, believed to be structurally developed by the Madras Urban Planning Committee. So with the being a pioneer of being, constructing in a proper way, the need for transport also arose. Because the Mambalam railway station, which already existed, but it was taking the passengers from Egmore to Kanjipuram and one station being Mambalam. But what if residents had to travel to say Thailand, Triplicane or Mylapore? So they needed a bus. So bus facilities. So the first ever, it is believed that the first structural bus stand was either built in T.nagar. So my uncle, my uncle's name was Tyagarajan, and he was popularly known in Tamil writing fraternity as late Ashoka Mitran. He had once told me that because we are from T.nagar, so he had once told me that T.nagar bus stand is very special. And you know what? The first bus from T.nagar to Egmore, that was the very first bus, the authorities had started, actually started from here. And today, it is still there, the bus stand. It is the number 9. Now I think it flies from T.nagar to Paris, but that time it was Egmore was the place. So fine. So this beautiful journey of T.nagar, and what is my takeaway? I have grown up in T.nagar. I never needed an auto, except for going out anywhere else. Inside T.nagar, it was a delight to walk. It was a delight to walk, even if people were, hitting you here and there. It was so crowded because every day was a festival, is a festival. Even in this COVID season lockdown, it seems a festival. So the story of T.nagar is very special to me. As a child, I have enjoyed shopping until date. Continue to do so. And I hope you, Chennaites, Nama Madras Makkale, we wouldn't have missed shopping or reaching this destination, the hot destination in Chennai, T.nagar. Thank you. As we are into the journey, the next destination will be introduced by none other than Mohan. Okay, Mohan sir, please come and enthrall us with your story.